everyone. Today we will be discussing trade and economic interdependence/dependence part 1. My name is Maria and I'm from IZERA. My position was Secretary of State.
My name is Valeria Gonzalez. I was from Costa Luna. My position was Secretary of State.
My name is Nayeli Soto. My country was New America. My position was Secretary of State.
My name is Krishnaraj Narayanan. My country is We Don't Care, and my position is Secretary of State and UN Ambassador.
The first question. Think about the resources in your world. Gold, food, steel, oil, and SK. Were all of these resources equally valuable, or were some more useful than others? Why were some more or less valuable? For me, I think that SK was the most valuable. I think most countries didn't start off with any of them, so it was like a development type of resources where like all of the other ones were like given to them based on like territories and stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't believe the resources were like equally valuable. Say like us, we had like a bunch of gold, but it really didn't do nothing for us.
Mhm.
So it was basically scientific knowledge. I feel like that was the thing that really helped you reach things if you wanted them.
Yeah.
So starting, a country had abundance of gold and steel.
Okay.
So we mostly traded on SKs and oil.
Our country was actually really lucky with scientific knowledge. So our most valuable, like what we would have really low, would always be steel and oil. But because everybody else needed scientific knowledge, we would always be able to get
We
that.
were able to trade it.
That's good. Yeah, I feel like everyone was like always on SK. That was like the most like
Most needed.
resources.
Yeah.
Where you could just do the most and develop your country better with that resources. Like with that
Yeah.
resource.
Plus, getting research was really easy once you had the scientific knowledge.
Yeah, it really was. And you were able to like speed up processes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though we need other resources, but SK was the most important.
Yeah.
I feel SK was the most important thing.
Yeah, it was the hardest to get.
I don't know how we got lucky with that, but we did.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we weren't lucky, but yeah, that was probably the lowest we had. Okay, question number 2. What resources and products did you have a comparative advantage in producing? For me, IZERA, we had lots and lots of steel. Like every turn, we got like an extra 1,700 steel. So we ended up with like almost 9,000 at the end of the game with steel. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That's a large amount.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a lot. It was like our country was just all steel. Yeah, we had like nothing of anything else. Well, we had
steel.
yeah, we had just, but we also had a lot of gold, but
Yeah.
it wasn't as much as steel.
For us, Costa Luna, so we started off like really low on basically everything, especially like, well, quantity of life was what we were trying to do,
Yeah.
right? So with trying to improve that, we ended up getting a lot of scientific knowledge. So we were really like, say, popular with basically everything. We had everything, and I don't know why we didn't trade, but we had a lot. But because of trying to help quantity, like our quantity of life, so we were good with like gold, steel, food, scientific knowledge at the end. But
Yeah.
that like really didn't help.
Yeah.
And our ranking.
Yeah.
But we had a bunch of that, so that's what we really like started producing a bunch of basically everything.
Yeah, I feel like the same. Towards the end is when we actually produced a whole lot of everything. But in the beginning, our main like advantage was the scientific knowledge and the gold. Because from what I remember, we would get like 1,500 on scientific knowledge every turn,
Oh,
and
wow.
then 800 on gold, around 800. But it would always be steel. Steel would always be 40 every turn.
Oh, wow.
But I feel like towards the end, we still ended really good on everything. It was just the same thing. The quality of life and the infrastructures we built helped out our steel, and it furthered our scientific knowledge as well. Because if I'm not wrong, like, towards the end, we weren't even needing to trade anymore. Like we had everything coming in every turn.
Oh.
Especially because once that one island got took over and they were actually sharing,
Yeah.
we didn't even need the trade anymore.
Oh,
Yeah, that was basically like the same problem with same thing that happened basically.
yeah.
Yeah, like for like starting, we had like gold and steel. No, I think oil and food.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we had more food and gold.
Mhm.
So while we were trying to do like increase the SK, our quality of life index went down because we
Oh.
built a lot of gold mines and stuff. So we got extra gold,
Yeah.
like like from the different parts. I think 700 and around like 140, 1,400 or something.
Yeah. Per turn.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
gold and food was around 800 something. We had
Oh, okay. So y'all were good.
abundance of food and gold.
Oh, that's good.
And we made trade with different countries to get SK, steel, and other stuffs.
Mhm.
Mostly SKs. But it didn't help us a lot in the rankings, even though we had a lot of gold.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like the rankings were just based on how like developed your infrastructures were. Like just literally SK. So
Yeah.
any country that was like actually using up that scientific knowledge and building their countries like infrastructures, that's where it really increased their rankings. Because that's how you got awards and stuff. So that's what I think happened. The question C: what countries did you develop trade with, trade relationships with, and why? What resources did they have that you needed? For us, we developed a trade relationship at first with Ashton Holt.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So what our plan was, we didn't want to get like out on the action. So we were like, if they're getting all the resources, might as well just make the treaty so they can give us some and not be like left out like the other countries were and not get anything. Like we weren't trying to be in war or anything. We were just trying to we were just trying to play it smart and be like, all right, if they're gonna give us some, just to give us some. We weren't gonna be like, no, you can't. We're good. We don't want to take anything. Like, no, we were like, all right, if you want to give us some, like that's okay. So, we made like a treaty with like 2 other countries, and at first he was giving us what he was supposed to, but when the other countries started attacking and he was needing more than he was already getting, which was a lot, because he was getting us like maybe 250, so that's like nothing to what he was getting. And
Even before countries attacked him?
even before the countries were attacking him. So we didn't specifically know how much he was keeping, and he wouldn't tell us. So we were like, we were just like, whatever, if you want to give us something, whatever, like it's fine. At the end, when he was getting attacked and stuff, he wouldn't give us anything. He would tell us, we need it, so we're gonna keep it, and we're getting attacked, so we need it, and this and that. And I'm like, all right. Well,
Didn't you guys get attacked too, though?
Yeah, we got attacked too. So I'm like, buddy, we were on the same boat. Like, how are you gonna just push
But
us
did
off?
you guys have like treaty with him?
No, we didn't have a treaty. We just had a trade relationship. So where he supposedly we were just to guard him if things went out of his country.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like if he was supposedly we were supposed to like make sure he didn't leave, make sure he didn't lose the island.
Oh,
But-
horrible.
But then I don't know what happened, and we kind of like went like
They
ghost.
surrendered.
We kind of went like ghost. So
I thought
Yeah.
you guys had like a trade with him so that if he breaks the trade, he would
Yeah.
get penalties or like
Yeah.
something of it.
yeah, that was what it was. But at the end, he didn't. He was the one that fucked it up. So I was.
Nah, I think
Okay.
that's the
Okay.
Let's keep it.
He was the one that messed it up. So I was just like, we were just like, okay, we'll just pretend like nothing happened and just move on. And we just started doing like trades with the rest of the other countries.
Bad investment, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was another country as well that was trading with Ash and Hole, but it's like her, it was in the beginning.
Yeah.
So it was basically like us
Just
three,
giving
wasn't it?
resources.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was the same thing. We're trading with them, so they could give us things when they were like when we knew he was not going to give it to the others, basically.
Yeah.
But I don't think that lasted with us. I know it probably lasted a little bit longer with you guys.
Yeah.
But for us, it's like I think we traded like once and that was it. Cause
Yeah.
we were all like basically like, oh, we're not trusting him.
Yeah.
Everybody's hating on them, basically like this, you know.
Mhm.
So we traded with basically everybody once in a while, but we're like not trustworthy of everybody, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause we're just scared of like war coming towards us. So I know
Yeah.
I think we got attacked once too, cause we traded with Ash and Hole.
No, I think you guys were like, you guys placed I think a military
Yeah,
base
it
or
was a military
his
thing,
country?
Yeah.
so that when we attacked him, you guys got attacked. You guys got
Yeah.
caught in it.
Yeah, I don't
damage
even-
all over.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that happened though. Like, cause we don't remember putting like military bases
Really?
outside of our country.
Like if you see the small icon, if you
Mhm.
move it over there and
Yeah.
give the passkey your president has,
Mm-hmm.
it moves over there. If it's like allied country, it just stays over there.
Mhm.
And if some other country comes and attack the country, that military base or like naval base would help them.
Yeah. So my president was really trustworthy, and I wasn't. So. I think she was like in a group with the like presidents of like them, and she did end up moving them. So I think that's how we got attacked. Because we did like trade with them basically. So we
Yeah.
gave them our military as well, and that really affected us because I think we lost some things, didn't we? I don't know actually.
Yeah, I feel like when
Yeah.
when we got attacked, I think that on the same turn we were getting like riots and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah,
So-
lost quality of life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was like we were just over it. We were like, fuck that. Oh, sorry.
It's
We're like,
Yeah.
we were just like, let's just delete the treaty. So
Yeah.
we took it off.
No, for
Yeah,
us,
it's
I don't
okay.
think we did trades with Ashenhold. We did trades with other countries, but our president was actually not trustworthy. And she was a very smart girl. She knew. I don't know if we did. I think if we did, it was probably like once. But
yeah.
she was very smart when it came to trades.
Yeah, that's
I
what
let
I'm
her take
saying.
the
So
control.
so the pack was 3 countries and him. So he was supposed to give us 250 for every turn. And it was like 4, maybe 5 turns that he had the island, which meant he kept most of the resources.
Yeah, if we got
whereas-
anything, I think it was like once. and
Yeah,
that
that's
was it.
what I'm saying. Like it didn't work out, and he was just like building and building and building and building for no reason. Technically.
No, yeah, we were never affected though. I don't think our military base was anywhere. No, our trades mainly just consisted of steel and oil because that was every time we were low of that,
Yeah.
and it would always be with scientific knowledge.
Mhm.
And since every country needed that, we never really had trouble trading at all. It was always really easy for us.
Yeah.
So for us, we didn't really have SKs.
Mhm.
So starting, we traded with FC Barcelona,
Mhm.
and we were in like talking stage with Arsenal.
Yeah.
But later then our president was like, nah, we're not gonna trade with them. Scratch that off. We'll just and then Caladam, they seemed trustworthy and they were like, yeah, we don't want to attack you guys or attack us.
Mhm.
So we just wanted peace. They are like super nice with us. We traded with them, and then starting we traded with FC Barcelona and Caladam, and then later we joined with America, like the other half of the class.
Yeah.
We traded with them, and then I think we tried trading with New America, but they are like, we would send
They're
trade
smart.
proposal and they would be like, yeah, we are accepting it, and they wouldn't accept it.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
like,
not gonna
I don't know
lie,
why,
we're not
but
doing that.
yeah, I felt
Yes.
like they would say yes, 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 and then be like, I don't know.
The thing is, I feel like they wouldn't trade unless it was absolutely necessary, like unless her steel was like dangerously low. But if we still
Yeah,
had it at 100, it would just be like,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, I was saying like, my president would be like, yeah, they said they would trade with us, and then he would be like, oh, they're not accepting the proposal. Yeah,
I'm
like
gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't accept anything.
yeah, and then I think we did trade with Costa Luna. I don't know. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
once
We
or
like-
twice
Yeah.
during the later half of after the midterms.
Yeah.
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 Okay. For my question, for y'all, it's how do you guys feel about what went down with Sapphire Island, especially with the fact that the resources were given to some countries and not all of them? So I think for us, it didn't really benefit us. I mean, it did for like the first maybe 3 turns, and like after he got the island, but after that, it was probably like just us having to watch our back and stuff, but for nothing in return. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like same thing, and it really didn't do nothing for us. I feel like they honestly got what they kind of deserved, cause you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I feel what they did was wrong, and it was done for like no reason.
Yeah,
But-
they didn't even win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they got their island like taken away, or their
Yeah.
peace taken away, but
Their whole island, country.
literally.
I feel like the only words I can think of with them is unnecessary, unfair, and selfish. Because it was just
Yeah.
like no point in that.
Yeah.
But I mean, what was the ranking?
Around
They
third
ended
or
up
fourth.
doing pretty high, no?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
they
ended
were
up pretty
like-
high.
They ended up
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
high
They weren't
regardless of
that
that.
bad,
So
yeah.
I guess
Like even though they didn't
But
have
they
a country.
still made like such a like,
such
thing.
an issue. For no
like
reason.
yeah, it was like such a like over like I don't know how to say it, but he was just overdoing it for not really going all the way up top, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel that like the commotion and chaos they caused.
Yeah.
I thought that they would end up pretty high, but I would say that their ranking is pretty good. Like
Yeah,
they
it
didn't
was
have a
pretty
country at the end.
Yeah.
Considering, yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Considering that-
strategic. Let's
Yeah,
say
I
that.
agree.
Considering that
Strategic.
it was pretty high,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and it was disappointment that we ended up pretty low. God.
Yeah, y'all worked hard.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
your ranking?
I think
I think it's probably because
Like,
we're
last
focused on
before
getting the what's it called, the island.
They were
back.
focused on being
Yeah,
fair,
they
yeah.
were focused on
Yeah.
getting the resources of the island that just went. Like,
cause it was like if one country was like monopolizing everything,
yeah,
It wasn't fair.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
It
wasn't.
wasn't fair.
like I think the island had a base resource. On top of that, it would give like 1,000 per
Yeah,
everything, like
Yeah.
gold,
Wait, really?
food. Yeah,
yeah. So
I
you would
think-
get 1,000 on every turn of every single resource. Every
With that
turn.
island?
So that's
Imagine
a
how
lot
much
of
he had.
Yeah, that was a lot of resources that he was getting, and we didn't get not in any turns did we get SK. Not like those harder
The most
resources.
needed one.
Yeah, we weren't getting that, so it was
No,
kind
but-
of like.
You guys were the ones that took it, right?
oh no, New America took it.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah, America took it.
Oh.
My bad.
Yeah, America was
America.
fair with it. They gave it towards the end. Once they got the island, they actually
Yeah.
did what they said they would.
Yeah, they were
The problem was we planned this very late, so that I don't know.
If
When
you
the-
did it in the beginning.
Yeah, if we had done it the beginning, each country would have gotten the
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah.
But it was pretty late, so if we take the island, it would take one turn to get the island, and next turn to get the resources, like
Yeah. It was
3 whole turns.
yeah to finally be able to
Yeah,
get it.
and I don't know, like we ended up in 8. We ended the simulation in 8 turn, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
If we would have had like 2 more, you guys probably would have
Yeah.
been a lot higher.
Yeah.
Because they didn't give it time to settle in, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably we should have voted for the speed turns.
Yeah,
I don't
we
know.
should have probably did the speed turn. It's because I felt like with the speed turns, we would have to, it would be double the work. you
Yeah.
know? So it was kind of like, I don't really. With the memos, you would have to do 2 instead of 1, and it's just like, I don't know. But, do you have a question?
My question is, do y'all believe if what happened with Ashton Holt happened in real life, would it have gone down the same way or resolved easier or harder basically in the real world?
harder.
Yeah.
Harder.
It's
Yeah.
more complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it would have taken a lot more to actually go into war. People aren't really like uncontrolled, so it would just be like over
A period.
yeah, like it would be more hard for it to be just straight war like it was with
Yeah.
Ashton Holt.
Yeah, for me, I think it would, even though this was a simulation, we really had to keep our emotions in check. Like,
I know people were getting so mad.
I know, I was like,
laughing.
at a certain point, I was like, damn, I'm gonna throw hands. I was really ready to fight. And,
Oh my god.
And I know my president was like, yo, chill out, don't do anything.
Oh my.
Yeah, so if it was real world, like there are millions of people who'd be affecting,
Yeah.
and
It's been
with all those weapons and advancement in scientific
Yeah.
technologies, I don't know, it would go south. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel the same way.
I feel like it would be very bloody. Very
Yeah.
much
it would be
horrible, yeah. I think it would be a lot more difficult for it to, like what she said, it would be difficult for it to even get to that point. Because
yeah,
Yeah.
it would just be
there are so many things that have to
Mhm.
happen in order for a country to finally decide that they're gonna go against you. Like, I feel like it would be a little more civil before it gets bloody. But I feel like once it got
Yeah.
bloody, it would be a massacre.
Like
which
Yeah.
everything would be civil before it's war. Like after it's
Yeah.
war, they would just think of their country. They won't like think about other people.
Yeah, exactly. As soon
Yeah,
as it gets to that
that's,
point, I think
yeah.
they'll start.
Yeah.
Online though, I thought the whole situation was funny. I'm so sorry. I just
Yeah.
started laughing. I was like,
I had never experienced a game like that.
Me
Like
neither.
even like video games or anything. I don't play anything like that. So like the fact that I was seeing like actual people mad, like actually like really,
No,
really
and I had
passionate,
missed
I
like
was
2
like,
classes, so when I came back, I was so confused, and I was like, "Whoa, why is everybody mad?"
everybody
right
was
now?
like
Yeah,
really
like,
on.
it
walking.
For me personally, it took 2 turns to adapt to this, and then after that, I was like so much involved in this. I really love this, but it's just that it's disappointing that we didn't
Yeah.
get what
enough time.
I think we deserve. Yeah.
We deserve more time.
Yeah.
Question was, what do you think we could have done differently to prevent melting ice caps sooner? I think we could have started the research from the very beginning. We did have the scientific knowledge. I don't know why. I feel like we started worrying about it once it was already happening, and then the flooding just ruined our quality. It was already low. It got us to the negatives on quality of life.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I think that we should have brought in this issue to the UN meeting before. Like, I think we brought this up after the midterms.
Yeah, it was
Well-
like the last one or something.
The funny thing is that Costa Luna and Ice Sierra,
Uh-huh.
those 2 countries were mostly covered with ice.
Yeah.
And after
Yeah.
a point, they were like desert.
Nothing. It was like we named it I-0
Yeah.
for a reason, and it was like nothing. It was all just green again.
Yeah.
It was like no ice whatsoever. Yeah, it was bad. But I think it just, I didn't think people took it that serious at first. That's why it didn't really matter. The only people that were taking it serious were Wonderland. That's why their
Which
quality
was-
of life was just like, that's why all of their resources were bad, because they were just building and building and building on their SK and on their gold, I think it was,
Yeah.
that they just had a lot of, and they were just trying to get the flooding controlled. That was all they were focused
Props
on.
to them. They were the only ones worried about that.
Yeah.
And it affected all of us.
Yeah.
We should have been on their side from the beginning.
Yeah. I think we should have started early, and it should have been a collective effort. Even though if one country is doing the research,
Mhm.
the other country should have like
Help
sponsored
them.
them
Yeah.
gold and SKs.
Yeah, I didn't think anyone took it that
Yeah.
serious. Yeah.
Even though there are people who were saying like, what are we going to do about the? I think it was just Wonderland who was talking about Wonderland's
Yeah.
president who was talking
Yeah,
about
That
it.
was,
in the
he
event.
was the only one that was
Yeah.
talking
And
about
he would
it.
talk to us, Costa Luna, because we were like up there too.
Yeah.
But it was the same thing. We really didn't think like it was important, to be honest, until we saw there was no more ice.
Yeah.
I was like,
until
oh,
it literally was
Literally,
green.
everything
I was,
was, oh, it's not supposed to look like that. So that's
Yeah.
when we started like basically helping out.
I thought like flooding would just affect the resources, but it just got part of the country.
Yeah.
I was like,
Really
do I have a
did.
piece of my country
For a
card?
second, I thought the game was over. I
Yeah.
was like, damn, this is gonna work out.
Yeah. That was crazy. Any more questions?
My question would be, how could have we prevented the takeover of Sapphire Island and kicking out of Ashnod?
Well, I don't.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't think we could have prevented the takeover because somebody had to take it over, or unless the island would just
Yeah.
had to stay there if nobody would have done anything.
I feel like I know there was like spies and things. I feel like if we were to prevent it, we could have used more spies and and see what they were doing, and that would go like towards us to know, and that way we could like go basically like be allies with other countries and try to stop it because it was unnecessary.
Yeah, so talking about CIA and spy, so we won't get like our country, we don't care had the spies, but we would just get info on like how much gold or resources the other country is having, like how much gold, SK and other stuff they had. So it helped us in trading, but attacking other countries or like knowing about the intel, no. You would just know. We would know if it's gold, it would show they had these many gold. They got this much gold from their country, this much gold from trade, and they spend this much. Like it would show minus 100 or something in red, but it won't show the minus 100. Why it's minus 100? Like did they spend it on research or building resource? It won't show anything like.
So just half the information.
Yeah.
So you just have the resource information.
Yeah,
to
it's just
trade.
same like if you had an ambassador like to the other country, it would show you guys the resources like other country had, right? The same. But for us, without doing anything like exchanging ambassadors or anything, like we would just get the info.
Oh, okay.
Well, then it wasn't worth it. Then.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought when they said that they had the spies, it was like full on intel on everything.
I thought that too.
And
Like
I was like,
this is
wow.
on resource, but if we talk about the military base, it would show if the country had military base or thing, but it won't show if they're moving here or there. It would just give us info on what you had,
Okay.
not on what you're doing.
So, the question.
Yeah.
I feel that it could have been prevented pretty easily, honestly. Like if the president from that country could have just like made an agreement term where they keep their cities but give up at least half or more than half of their resources.
Yeah.
It could have just went simple. But
Yeah, I think they could have just communicated better. They didn't want to make trade with anyone.
yeah,
Just like us, and literally forgot about.
I was
the rest of
confused
the
because I knew
country.
I know there was like we all had pacts. So
At
I
the end,
was
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
towards the end that's when they made like a non-violence pact, but it was
Yeah.
No
I feel
beef
like
or what was
We should have done it at the start.
we should have done it from
Yeah.
the start because everybody said they didn't want to be violent.
Yeah.
But then again, how would we have done
Yeah.
island if we didn't do that?
Yeah, but
So
I
I
feel
feel
like the Sapphire Island made the game more interesting at the same time. Like, if it wouldn't have happened, we would have just all just stayed in our little country and just done nothing, you know?
I feel like that's what we were
Awesome
doing.
action.
Everybody was
Yeah.
just quiet in their corner, but everybody knew what was happening.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.